Hey guys, it's George Rodriguez from Tampeno Cigars. Today we had the pleasure of sitting with Travis, aka Risky. I'll let you get into that name yourself. We're in Gibsonton, Florida today at Risky Ashlar Cigar Lounge. Where did you come up with the idea for the name of the shop, your nickname? Give me a little bit more about it. Everybody already kind of knows about me. I want to hear about you at this moment.
Okay, so Risky is a nickname that I've been called since a kid. Started out with dirt bikes and stuff, and as I got older, I never got much smarter. So I still retain the same nickname. I do a lot of motorcycle riding. You and I have talked several different times about cigars that smoke good on the motorcycle, and
I learned with him that there is certain cigars that are made to go 100 miles an hour in the wind. I never even knew that was a thing until I was told that one of my cigars did not burn at 100 miles an hour. So we're working.
The filler burned. The wrapper just wasn't
We're
burning.
working on that. 100 mile an hour cigar coming up.
So that's where Risky came from. I'm also a yacht broker and provide yacht management services here. This has been my office for over a year, but yacht broker is very much like real estate. All you need is a laptop and a cell phone. You don't need a lot of space. There are a lot of times, if you sit outside on the patio, you can see 75 from here. I live over in Plant City, so for me, I can look out there and see 75 and see the traffic backing up in the afternoon, and I wouldn't go home. I would sit outside and smoke a cigar and drink a bourbon and wait until the traffic went away.
That's good because it's not something you forced. It kind of just happened. It's natural.
Absolutely.
You didn't wake up one day and say, well, I mean, I guess you kind of did, but you weren't like, I have to have a cigar lounge. I have to. It's kind of just like, well, shit, if I'm already here,
right.
Why not?
I'm going to relax instead of sitting in traffic.
And to me, that's a little bit more natural. That's a little bit more, I don't know. I mean, I feel like when you push something too hard, sometimes it doesn't come out correctly.
Right.
Another thing that you have here that we'll get into obviously later with the footage, you're at a marina.
Yes.
I've never personally been to a cigar lounge at a marina. To me, it's great because it combines the two things that I love the most, which is cigars and boats and fishing and all that. So I think it's phenomenal. But today we're doing something a little bit different. Today we're going out on a boat.
Yes. So once a month, I do a cigars and bourbon cruise on a pontoon boat. We leave from the dock right here at the lounge and head up the Alafire River. It's a no wake zone, so it's an idle speed. It's still the same lounge vibe, only you're on the water. So we take
on a boat
8 or 9 people out. We'll take a bottle of bourbon or scotch or whiskey or something. Everybody gets a sample, and then we also you get 2 premium cigars. Today we're going to feature your cigars when we go out. So you smoke 1 cigar as we go up the river. It's about an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes, and then we turn around and we come back. Like I said, it's a great floating fellowship experience because everybody, you're not flying around, so everybody has a chance to talk at regular conversational voice. So
no, you have to yell over the wind or anything like that.
You don't have to yell.
So if anybody that wants to, I guess, partake in it, anybody, I guess, it's in the Tampa area, your website, your Instagram, I know that I'm going to post some of this stuff and tag you on it, but they can just go on the website and book a trip.
That's right. So if you go on riskyashlercigars.com, that's our website. They actually have on there where you can either pay in full for your spot for the trip, or you can pay the deposit, the $50 deposit. And then once we have 8 deposits, then that's all we take on the trip. So, and then, like I said, every month we mix up the different spirits that we take, and we mix up the different cigars that we take, and cool. It's always a pretty good time.
Tell me a little bit more about the shop. I know you're fairly new in comparison to some of the other stores around that have been open for many years. What direction are you heading in? I know that you're a little bit limited on space still for cigars, but what direction is the shop going to go into? What future do you have for it? Are you planning on expanding, bigger humidor? What lines do you want to carry aside from the stuff that we know is the best? Tell me a little bit about what you want to do with the shop.
So I'd like to be able to. I, it's very important to me that this has a lounge feel. I don't want a nightclub. I don't want 50 people in here listening to live music on the weekends. That's not the vibe for this lounge. The vibe for this lounge is a nice, chill, relax, enjoy a cigar, sit outside, watch the water. So that's the direction that I'm going. We've talked about a few different things for down the road to make some changes. We always have the ability to close in the patio and add a patio beside it. I mean, we can certainly make this bigger as we get more people here. One of the biggest things that when people come in and they visit, a lot of my regular guys have not been telling other people, and I'm like, dude, what's up? You gotta, yeah, but this is a nice quiet place, and we don't want to tell anybody because we want to keep it quiet. And I'm like, come on, you gonna sit in here with me until I go out of business?
Yeah,
I mean, doesn't work.
I understand that. There's a lot of times I've told you myself that I personally like to come in here. First of all, I mean, you're pretty close to my house,
Right.
But I like to come in here just because there's times where I'll sit in here and it's me and you or
Right.
one other person, and it's not the same commotion that goes on in some other stores. And that's not to knock anybody's store because every store is different.
Right.
When you're looking for commotion, you know where to go. Sometimes when you're looking to be relaxed, have a drink, and watch the sunset on the river, there's not many places to go for that.
That's right.
So that's where I feel comfortable coming here. But a lot of people don't understand, either because they're not in business or they just haven't done it. Word of mouth is the best marketing, the best recommendation you can have. I mean, people can spend thousands of dollars on marketing. I've done it myself, and nothing works as good as word of mouth.
That's right.
I feel like maybe there's, I don't know. I don't even know the right thing to do or to say. You got to incentivize people.
Right.
I don't know. That's one of the things I'm trying to figure out. That's why we're doing these videos here,
Right.
maybe.
and it's been slowly growing. I mean, I'm certainly not complaining about the growth because it has grown and is growing exponentially. So, at first we had a handful of guys that would come in, and then that handful of guys has turned into 20 or 25. And then we do an event like we did the 4th of July barbecue. We ended up having 30 or 35 guys for that. We do events here, like on a Wednesday night, we do bike nights here. So we have motorcyclists come in and hang out, and as that gets more people, then we'll bring in a food truck guy or something like that.
You're big into motorcycle stuff. I mean, I know we've talked about it, but a lot of people don't know you're all over the place, even with the group, that you ride with. You're the president now, right?
Right.
So you're very involved with the motorcycle scene, charity.
That's right.
All of those things as well.
So, yeah, as for me, I'm a Freemason. I do a lot of community service through Freemasonry. I'm a member of the president of the local grotto here in Tampa, which is an organization that does free dental care for special needs kids. A member of a Masonic motorcycle club. We do a bunch of things also for the community. So for us, it's, I don't know, we talk a lot of different times about Freemasonry and having 3 different stages of Freemasonry. Entered Apprentice is the beginning, Fellow Craft is the middle, and then Master Mason is the end. I kind of see my life going the same way. Entered Apprentice for me was my first 25 years of life until I had my daughter. My wife, my daughter, and myself. My Fellow Craft portion of my life was developing that family, making sure that my wife and my daughter had everything that they needed. And then now I feel that by 48, 50 years old, I've transitioned into the Master Mason portion of my life, which is the part where my family is set. I've done the things that I need to do. Now it's time for me to start paying attention to the things I need to do for other people. So
that's great. A lot of people don't think about things that way, and it's cool that you've been able to split things like that, because I feel like that's something that a lot of people try to get to in life, but nobody really knows what direction or how to follow those things. So you kind of have a guideline on how to do it or how you've done it. That's pretty cool.
And even with the with Freemasonry, there's influence in the shop here. We carry other cigars that are Masonic cigars, or Masonic themed cigars. I do.
You can say their name. There's no problem with it.
No, it's okay. Hiram and Solomon Cigars.
Of course.
Hiram and Solomon Cigars. We have probably the largest selection of Hiram and Solomon in the state of Florida. But with the Masonic influence, you can see it, and most guys recognize it. You talked about the name Risky Ashlar. So
Yeah, tell me about that.
Ashlar in Freemasonry, we're taught that we are living stones, and when we start out as a rough ashlar or a rough stone, and as a master mason, we hone ourselves to be a fine ashlar or a smooth stone, and that smooth stone is supposed to be for the house made in the heavens, not made with hands, God's house. So our life is dedicated to making us people that are fit for God when we leave this life. So the Ashlar has significance for me. And if you look at our logo, you'll see that it's very Masonic looking without actually being a Masonic symbol. So we end up with a lot of people that come into the shop just because they recognize that and they come in and want to check it out and see what it's all about.
That's good, man. I was thinking while you were talking about that, when I first came in here, I remember I think I wrote you on Facebook, right? Was it on Facebook that I wrote you to meet up with you? And
Yeah,
you
I think so.
shot me a text and said, yeah, come on by. And that conversation I had with that one gentleman on check, I always forget his name, even though he was very nice to me.
Robert.
Robert.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one with the book.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Robert. I remember I sat with you guys, and my intention when I came in was to try to close a new account.
Right.
Not knowing that not only was I going to get a lesson on what you guys stand for, what the store stands for, or the name and the store,
Right.
and kind of everything, but I think I ended up hanging out here probably till you closed, and
Right.
I've done it a couple times after.
I think you came in, you said you were really surprised because you expected to stick around for 15 minutes and you stayed for 3 hours.
Yeah, usually, I mean, that's the way it works. A lot of people, when you're a new brand to them or a new company, they really don't care much about the background. There is guys that do like yourself, but it's like, hey, I don't have time, give me samples, because they're so worn out.
Right.
You haven't experienced that yet because, like I said, you're still new in the business. But I understand where they're coming from. Guys get worn out. You hear the same story every week. You get different reps coming in. Try my cigar. It's the best cigar in the world.
Right.
I have the best prices. My factory is the size of the Taj Mahal, and all this stuff that they're tired of hearing. So I understand why they're standoffish sometimes. But when you do run across somebody who is 100% open to saying, hey, sit down, let me see what you brought, let's smoke it together, that to me is a win.
Right.
Because just for somebody to take time out of their day, not expecting half the time that you were going to come in and being able to say, let's smoke together, let's see what you got. I'm not going to make you any promises, but I'm open. That to me right there is great. And you did more than that with me.
Well, I'll be honest with you. Your cigars sell very well in our shop.
Thank
you. It's at the price point, it's certainly helped us tremendously. But you and I have talked about this a bunch of different times. It's about the relationship and the experience. Our relationship, to be able to give you a call when you're in Nicaragua, or to send you a message and say, hey, I'm running low on something, and you swing by in a week or so and drop stuff off for me, and it's having that personal relationship is the thing that makes our relationship work. I don't have that with other brand ambassadors or salespeople, and it certainly makes it easy to be able to carry your cigars here, and they're very good cigars.
I appreciate that. That's one of the things we focus on is, and I've talked about it in previous videos we've done, we try to make an everyday cigar for the everyday smoker, something that's not going to break the bank, but something you're smoking it and there's no quality loss just because we're giving it to you at a good price, something that's going to compete with anything. What you were saying about being able to call me whatever time, I don't knock any of the big brands because I understand that when you get to a certain level, it's very hard to maintain everybody the way you want to.
Right.
But one of the things that I am pushing for 100%, and every year, thank God, we've had growth, and every year we've met more people and got into new shops. I still, especially for my local people, if you're out of state, there's only so much I can do, but I will always answer the phone if I can. I try to be as involved as possible. I try to be as present as possible, just because that's what makes, I feel like, us unique from everybody else. Because not only do we offer a good product for a good price, I try to offer a good service.
Yeah.
And I try to do things like this where we can showcase each other and just be how we are normal. I mean, you've said it 100 times, but we'll sit here and talk for 3 hours. And you're like, damn it, I should have put a camera up. We've said it so many times, we should have put a camera up that finally we brought a camera and set a camera up now. And that's it, man. I just want to kind of showcase everything, and I want people to be able to see, you know, a little bit later what we're going to do with the cruise.
Yeah.
So in the future, if they want to come out, they want to hop on a boat with you and do the same thing, I know I'll be doing it more. And we'll be able to come out here and keep smoking and keep doing what we're doing.
Okay.
Cool.
That sounds good.
Thank you, my brother.
We got a bunch of guys here. Let's go get on the water.
Let's do it.